The world champions are Argentina.
Africa is the new World Cup champion. When was the last time you heard something like this? 93 years since its inauguration. 13 African nations had participated in the World Cup. Only 3 of them had reached a quarter-final. Cameroon 1990, Senegal 2002, and Ghana 2010.
African hearts are finally broken in 2010. There will be no African team in the last 4.
None of them had ever made a semi-final until the recent Qatar FIFA World Cup, when Morocco trashed Portugal to set history.
The Moroccan miracle is still on!
As the first African nation to reach the semi-final. Football Retouch examines the become increasingly competitive, playing for some of the greatest clubs in the world and even battling for the Ballon d'Or. Why are their national teams on the African continent trailing behind? The lack of a clear perspective and long-term planning is at the top of our checklist of issues affecting African national teams.
Into the semi-finals of the World Cup.
You cannot enter a competition one day and then set an enormous target like reaching the quarterfinals the following day. If you do this, it is too late. There has to be a training strategy. You have to work for ways to improve the level of football in Africa, and you must invest in coach training. There is no assurance that this will succeed. But if you look at Germany or even France, you will see that such a strategy is capable of succeeding.
From this wonderful young talent.
Carefully building a team, training competent personnel and implementing a project with all the technical, physical, and mental work required takes time. But above all, money. In this respect, African teams are still light years away from their European or South American counterparts. In 2021, the total budget of the French Football Federation, FFF, was just over €249 million, $257.1 million, with the share for top-level sports accounting for around €65 million. By way of comparison, the budget of the Cameroonian Football Association FECAFOOT in 2020 was the equivalent of just €12.7 million. The margin is outrageous. It could be even more astonishing if we continue the comparisons. It is genuinely difficult to overstate how corrupt the sport is in Africa. The great Cameroonian goalkeeper Joseph-Antoine Bell once said, "In French football, you might expect 10% of the money to disappear. In Africa, 90% disappears." Just about everything that can go on does go on in African football. Rampant match fixing, corruption in transfers, rigged national football elections. Many players, even at the top of the game, have 2 different ages: their real age and their football age, which is several years younger. Majority of African countries have been suspended several times by FIFA. According to George Weah, corruption is a cancer that eats away at the sport. Until this essential problem is solved, then unfortunately we will not see an African team lift the trophy.